For more than 2 decades, thriller writer and TV host Brad Meltzer has revealed some of history's biggest secrets. He told us about Ronald Reagan carrying a gun while serving as president, and he helped us find the missing 9/11 flag that firefighters raised at Ground Zero. His fictional conspiracy-themed stories have made him a New York Times best-selling author. He has sold 12 million books in the U.S. alone.
That's a lot of books. Brad Meltzer's new book, it's called The Escape Artist, is his 12th novel. Tells the story of an Army sergeant who is presumed dead after her plane mysteriously crashes in Alaska. After the government confirms her death, a mortician at Dover Air Force Base discovered she's still alive, and she's on the run. Brad Meltzer joins us at the table. Welcome back to you, Brad.
Always good to see you.
So you grabbed me with the first line. Number one, this has got to be a movie. You got to figure this out. But these were the last 32 seconds of her life. And so instantly we're off to the races. Is that how you started with that theory?
Yeah, no, that first chapter is the last chapter I wrote. I went back around and started with this idea that Nola Brown is in this plane crash. Everyone says she's dead. But as her body's being laid to rest by our hero Zig, he finds a secret note inside her body. And the note says, "Nola, you were right. Keep running." And he realizes she's not dead. She's alive. She's on the run. She's the escape artist. And we just ruined chapter 1, but there's chapter 2.
Right. And the end of chapter 2, which is really...
Why is she on the run? But the thing that was so fascinating is the Dover Air Force Base, the unprecedented access that you got there. You call it America's most important funeral home.
It really is. You know, a few years ago, I was doing a USO tour entertaining our troops in the Middle East. And it was after that I found out about Dover. And of course, I knew that Dover's where we lay to rest our amazing soldiers who fall in battle. And what I didn't realize is that Dover also gets the biggest cases. So when the space shuttle went down, went to Dover. When 9/11 happened, the Pentagon victims went there. But it also holds where our biggest spies are across the globe. And no one's supposed to know where they are. They all go to Dover too, which means Dover is a place that's built on secrets and mysteries. So how could I not set a thriller there?
And the mortician has a kind of code about taking care of and caring for the bodies because of the relationship with the families, which works into this whole question of whether the main character is alive or dead.
Yeah, and what's amazing is I was blown away by that, is you'll see that, you know, in a normal situation, if something happens and you're disfigured, they put you in a coffin and you get a closed casket, but not at Dover. At Dover, they will work so hard because they'll take 14 hours to rebuild the cheekbones in someone's face because a family wants to see their child one last time. Or they'll rebuild someone's hand because they want to make sure that a mother specifically asks, "Can I hold my son's hand one last time?" We are a country starving for heroes right now. This is where the best of us work on the best of us. And I wanted to really show them as heroes.
So many unsung heroes. You said that Nola Brown is your favorite protagonist character. Why?
Yeah, you know what? Because Nola is, you know, I love that people have said, "Oh, she's like the girl with the dragon tattoo." And, you know, I'll take that compliment any day. But Nola's not like anyone else I wrote because Nola is that character who grabbed me by the throat and said, "Pay attention to me." She doesn't need to be saved by anyone. She's on her own terms. And
she's had a rough life.
She's had this rough life. And, you know, all of us have been through situations where whether it's addiction, whether it's abuse, but where we have to claw our way back. We got to climb out of the crater. And Nola's that person who's climbing out of the crater, who's truly trying to come back to life. And to me, I looked at that in my own life as my lesson. But for Zig and for Nola in this book, we all need to know, how do we come back to life?
The thing that's so fascinating about your books is I always learn something. You know, in addition to entertaining us, you also educate us. For instance, the gut bucket, no matter how big you are, remember this, John? All your organs can fit in one bucket. I thought that was interesting. If someone is dead, you boil water, stick their fingers in it, you can get their fingerprints. The 202-456 preface means the White House is calling. 202-406 means Secret Service is calling. And I Googled all this stuff, and it's true. But the thing that stuck out to me the most was about if you swallow a note when you're dying.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
You learned that at Dover. What is that exactly?
Yeah, so when I research a book, I always go to the experts and I say, "Here's my plot, and tell me how to make it even better." And I said to them, "Could you hide a secret message on your body that someone could find later?" And they said to me at Dover that if you were on a plane that was going down and you did it early enough, if you ate a note, that the liquids in your stomach could potentially protect that paper. And they said to me, it's like the ultimate message in a bottle.
Wow.
And I said, "That's amazing." They said, "But it's happened already." I said, "What are you talking about?" They said, "On 9/11. And they explained to me that on 9/11, when they were going through the victims' bodies, they actually found a note, a secret note inside someone's stomach.
What did it say?
And that's what I said. I said, what did it say? And of course, they wouldn't tell me. I respect that privacy. But one of the things I thought, it had to be someone in the military, because who has the wherewithal to think of that? But then I realized, you know, what this note had to have been is that thing we're all looking for, connection, right? We want to love and we want to be loved. And when my parents died, the one thing that I remember taking away from that, the one calm I found, was I got to say goodbye. And I think in that note, in that moment, is that hope, right? That's what it is that when you send that ultimate message in a bottle, that will be heard.
Wow, that story just gave me chills. Quickly, you're known for your thrillers as well as your nonfiction work. What do you prefer?
Listen, I love our I Am books. I Am Abraham Lincoln, I Am Rosa Parks, I Am Harriet Tubman. But a thriller is a house that I get to build with my own hands. And when it comes to the escape artist, that I get to take people into the world of magicians, and you know, that magicians actually worked for the government, that in 1898 we had a magician in charge of the Secret Service.
I didn't know that. Did you know that, John?
I mean, I didn't know before.
It's my favorite page one in the whole book, right? In 1898 we had a magician in charge of the Secret Service. I was like, I need to use that.
We'll talk more in the commercial break, because we didn't know a lot of these things. Brad Meltzer, thank you. Well, The Escape Artist goes on sale tomorrow, and you are watching CBS This Morning.